James Cameron is a Canadian filmmaker, philanthropist, and deep-sea explorer. He's best known for directing and producing some of the highest-grossing films of all time, including Titanic, Avatar, Avatar 2, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He was born in 1954 in Kapuskasing, Canada, and began his career as a truck driver before moving into the film industry as a special effects artist. James Cameron is a discerning filmmaker and a maniac for detail. Did you know this? Cameron is known for his attention to detail and innovative use of technology in filmmaking. He's also known for his strong determination and perfectionism on set, which has earned him the nickname Iron Jet. He is deeply passionate about cinema and has a strong philosophy about the medium. He believes that cinema has the power to transport audiences to other worlds, and that it should be used to tell stories that are both entertaining and meaningful. He is also committed to pushing the boundaries of filmmaking technology, constantly experimenting with new techniques and tools to achieve the best possible results. His films, such as Avatar, Avatar 2, and Titanic, he has incorporated themes of environmentalism and conservation, and he's also used his platform as a filmmaker to speak out about these issues in the media. Cameron has stated that he believes in using entertainment as a Trojan horse to convey important messages about environmental and social issues. In an interview with the New York Times, he said, "I've always been interested in the idea of using entertainment as a Trojan horse to slip into the culture something that's actually important." He has also been vocal about the urgency of addressing climate change, saying in an interview with National Geographic that we have a very short time to address this issue. We are not going to have another chance. In addition to incorporating themes of environmentalism and conservation into his films, Cameron has also been actively involved in environmental causes and organizations. He is a member of the board of directors of the Environmental Media Association, which works to promote environmental awareness through the entertainment industry. He has also been a vocal supporter of the Blue Avatar Project, which aims to protect and preserve the ocean and its inhabitants. Furthermore, Cameron is a strong advocate for using renewable energy and has invested in various renewable energy projects, such as the construction of a wind farm in California. He has also used his own productions to promote sustainable practices, like the use of electric vehicles and solar power on the set of his films. James Cameron is known not only for his accomplished and innovative filmmaking, but also for his deep-sea exploration. Cameron has been fascinated by the ocean and has been involved in deep-sea exploration for many years. In 2012, he made history by piloting the Deep-Sea Challenger, a submersible he designed and built, to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth. This was the first solo dive to the bottom of the trench and the deepest solo dive ever made by a human. Cameron's deep-sea exploration is not limited to his solo dive to the Mariana Trench. He's also been involved in other deep-sea expeditions and has used his films and other projects to raise awareness about the importance of protecting and preserving the ocean. He has been vocal about the importance of understanding and protecting the ocean, saying in an interview with National Geographic that the ocean is the heart of the planet and we need to understand it and protect it. He also has made several documentaries about deep-sea exploration, such as Deep-Sea Challenge 3D and Aliens of the Deep, which show the incredible creatures that live in the deep ocean and the need to protect them and their habitat. Deep-Sea Challenge 3D was released in 2014 and was well received by audiences, with many praising the stunning visuals and insights into the deep sea. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a rating of 83% based on reviews from 50 critics. The website's consensus states, Deep-Sea Challenge 3D offers a thrilling, visually stunning look at the depths of the ocean, even if it doesn't delve quite as deeply into its subject matter as some viewers might hope. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, James Cameron stated, "I'm a storyteller and a filmmaker, but I'm also an ocean advocate, so I'm trying to use the power of film to bring people to the ocean and to the deep ocean in particular." The New York Times review of the film said, "The film is a thrilling, if slightly repetitive, an account of a journey to the last great unexplored place on Earth and of the technological challenges that made it possible. It is also a reminder of the vastness of the oceans and the many mysteries that remain to be solved. It is always interesting to see the wonderfulness of a multifaceted artist like James Cameron, who will never cease to amaze with his creativity. In the next episode, we will delve into Cameron's childhood and teenage years. Stay tuned. James Cameron was born on August 16, 1954, in Kapuskasing, Ontario, Canada. His parents were Philip Cameron, an electrical engineer, and Shirley Cameron, a nurse. Growing up, Cameron was fascinated by the natural world and the possibilities of science and technology. He spent much of his childhood exploring the woods and streams near his home and building model airplanes and robots. Cameron has said that his love of filmmaking began at a young age. He explained in an interview, "I was always making little movies with my 8mm camera, and I was always drawing storyboards and writing scripts. I was always very interested in the technical side of things." Cameron excelled in science and mathematics in high school, but struggled with English and other subjects. He was also something of a loner and had a difficult time fitting in with his peers. Despite this, he continued to pursue his passion for filmmaking and even built a small studio in the basement of his family's home. After graduating high school, Cameron attended Fullerton College, where he studied physics and astronomy. However, he soon realized his true passion was filmmaking, and he transferred to the film program at California State University, Long Beach. It was at Cal State that Cameron began to develop the skills and knowledge that would later make him one of the most successful filmmakers in the world. He has said, "I learned more about filmmaking in that 1 year than I did in the previous 20 years of my life." Cameron's early films were low budget, but they attracted the attention of Hollywood studios, and he quickly made a name for himself as a talented and innovative filmmaker. His breakthrough film was The Terminator in 1984, which was a huge success and set him on the path to becoming one of the most successful directors in Hollywood history. In a retrospective interview with The Hollywood Reporter in 2017, Cameron reflected on the making of the film, The Terminator, and said, "I was just trying to make a good movie, and I was trying to make something that would be successful, but I had no idea that it would become the phenomenon it has." He also stated, "It was a very simple concept, but it was something that I thought could be made into a very powerful film." In the next episode, we will explore the beginning of James Cameron's career. Stay tuned. James Cameron is a renowned filmmaker and director known for his iconic films such as Titanic, Avatar, Avatar 2, and The Terminator. But before he became a household name, he had to start somewhere. In this episode, we will take a look at the first films of James Cameron's career, in addition to the previously mentioned The Terminator in the last episode, Piranha 2, The Spawning, Aliens, and The Abyss. Piranha 2, The Spawning was Cameron's first feature film, released in 1981. It was a sequel to Joe Dante's 1978 film Piranha. The film follows a group of vacationers on a Caribbean island who are attacked by genetically altered piranhas. The film received mixed reviews from critics, with some praising the special effects and others criticizing the lack of originality. However, the film did well at the box office and established Cameron as a filmmaker to watch. Cameron's next film, Aliens, was released in 1986 and was a sequel to Ridley Scott's 1979 film, Alien. The film follows Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, as she returns to the planet where her crew encountered the alien in the first film, this time with a team of Marines. Aliens was a critical and commercial success, receiving Academy Award nominations for Best Actress, Weaver, Best Art Direction, and Best Visual Effects. The film also cemented Cameron's reputation as a master of science fiction and action films. Cameron's third film, The Abyss, was released in 1989. It follows a team of underwater oil drillers encountering an unknown species. The film was a box office success and received an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. However, the film was not without controversy, as Cameron and the studio had a heated feud over the final cut of the film. Despite this, The Abyss is considered a classic of the science fiction genre and cemented Cameron's reputation as a visionary filmmaker. Regarding Piranha 2, Cameron has stated in interviews that he considers it a formative experience in his early career as a filmmaker. Despite the film's low budget and less than stellar critical reception, Cameron has said that the experience of working on the film helped him develop his skills as a filmmaker and that he's proud of his work on the film. Regarding Aliens, Cameron has often mentioned the film as one of the proudest accomplishments. The film, widely considered one of the greatest science fiction films of all time, marked a turning point in Cameron's career and helped establish him as a major player in Hollywood. The film was a box office success. It received critical acclaim, with many praising its intense action sequences and strong performances from the cast, including Sigourney Weaver, who played the lead role of Ellen Ripley. Meanwhile, The Abyss is a film Cameron has described as a personal favorite. The film, released in 1989, was a major box office success and received critical acclaim, with many praising its visual effects and complex storyline. The film was particularly notable for its groundbreaking use of CGI, which was still a relatively new technology at the time. CGI stands for computer-generated imagery. It is a method of creating visual effects in films, television shows, and video games using computer software and technology. CGI can create a wide range of effects, including realistic 3D environments, digital characters and creatures, and special effects such as explosions and fire. It can also enhance live action footage by adding visual effects to backgrounds or creating digital doubles for actors. In recent years, CGI has become increasingly prevalent in the film industry and has been used to create some of the most iconic and memorable visual effects in modern cinema. The film's actors also have a great view of their respective roles. For example, Sigourney Weaver has spoken about her role in Aliens as one of her career's most challenging and rewarding. She has praised the film for its strong female lead and how it helped redefine the action genre. Similarly, Ed Harris, who starred in The Abyss, has spoken about the film as a major highlight of his career. Harris has praised the film for its unique and thought-provoking storyline and for pushing the boundaries of what was possible with special effects. Overall, James Cameron and his actors have a great view of the movies Piranha 2, Aliens, and The Abyss. Despite the fact that they are vastly different, these films have helped shape the careers of Cameron and his actors and have significantly impacted the science fiction and action genres. Don't miss the next episode as we'll discuss the breakthrough projects of James Cameron. Titanic, directed by James Cameron and released in 1997, had a total cost of $200 million, making it the most expensive film ever made at the time. Despite this high cost, the film was a massive commercial success. It grossed over $2 billion worldwide and became the highest grossing film of all time, until Cameron's own Avatar surpassed it in 2009. Cameron, known for his ambitious and technically innovative filmmaking, received positive reviews for his work on Titanic. The film's lead actors, Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, also received praise for their performances. The film's director of photography, Russell Carpenter, also received recognition for his work on the film. Titanic was a major awards contender, winning 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Cameron, and Best Song for My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. It also won 4 Golden Globe Awards and many other awards. The film broke numerous box office records, including the highest grossing film of all time, the highest grossing film ever released by 20th Century Fox, and the highest grossing film of the 1990s. It is also credited with popularizing 3D and IMAX screenings, and its popularity with audiences worldwide helped to establish Hollywood's dominance in the global film market. Working with James Cameron on Titanic was a challenging and rewarding experience for both Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. DiCaprio, who was 22 years old at the time of filming, has spoken highly of Cameron's directing style, stating that James creates a very intense and focused environment on set, but he's also very collaborative and open to new ideas. He also praised Cameron for pushing him to give a strong performance, saying he really pushed me to my limits as an actor, and I think that's why the movie was so successful. Winslet, who was 21 years old at the time of filming, has also spoken positively about her experience working with Cameron, saying he's incredibly passionate about what he does and is just so incredibly enthusiastic and full of energy, and that really rubs off on everybody. She also praised Cameron for creating a positive and supportive working environment, saying he creates a very safe space for actors to take risks and try new things. Cameron, for his part, has spoken highly of both DiCaprio and Winslet, praising their dedication and hard work on the film. He said, "I knew they were going to be great, but I didn't know they would be that great. They just exceeded all expectations." He also credited them with helping to create a strong emotional connection between the audience and the characters, saying they both brought such vulnerability and honesty to their performances, and I think that's what really helped to make the film resonate with audiences. In terms of the film itself, Cameron has spoken about the challenges and obstacles he faced during the production process, including the difficulty of filming the underwater scenes and the immense pressure to deliver a successful film. Given its high budget, he's also spoken about the film's legacy and its impact on audiences worldwide, saying it's been amazing to see how people have connected with the film on such a deep emotional level. It's something that I could never have predicted. The film was met with widespread critical acclaim upon its release. Roger Ebert, a renowned film critic, praised the film for its glorious storytelling and breathtaking special effects, stating that the film was an experience not to be missed. Similarly, Peter Travers of Rolling Stone praised the film for its stunning visuals and heart-wrenching performances, particularly praising Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio for their truly extraordinary performances. Critics also praised the film for its attention to historical detail and its ability to make the audience feel as if they were experiencing the events of the Titanic sinking themselves. David Anson of Newsweek praised the film for its riveting recreation of the disaster, stating that Cameron's command of the material is total. Similarly, Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times praised the film for its extraordinary attention to detail, stating that this is a film that immerses you in a world so believable, so immediate, that you can't help but feel you are actually there. The film also received widespread praises for its emotional impact. The New York Times' Janet Maslin praised the film for its heart-stopping climax, stating that the film's final moments are nothing less than devastating. Similarly, Richard Corliss of Time praised the film for its ability to move us in ways we hadn't expected, stating that Titanic is a triumph of craft and emotion. The Terminator, released in 1984, was a critical and commercial success. The film starred Arnold Schwarzenegger as the titular cyborg assassin, sent back in time to kill Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton, before her son, John, can become the human resistance leader against Skynet, a rogue AI. Film critics praised the film for its action, pacing, and story. In his review for the Chicago Tribune, Gene Siskel called it a crackling thriller and a stunning debut for writer-director James Cameron. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times wrote that the film was a genuine thriller in the Hitchcock tradition, and that Schwarzenegger was perfectly cast. The film also received praise for its visual effects. Douglas Smith, the special effects supervisor, won a Technical Achievement Academy Award for his work on the film. The Terminator was also a success with the audience, grossing over $78 million worldwide, on a budget of around $6.5 million. The film was followed by several sequels, including Terminator 2, Judgment Day in 1991, and a franchise of films, television series, and comic book adaptations. Many actors, directors, and visual effects experts have cited The Terminator as a major influence on their work. Guillermo del Toro called it a masterpiece of filmmaking and one of the greatest action films ever made. Robert Rodriguez said it was one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made and a huge inspiration for his own film, Sin City. Cameron also praised the film's lead actor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, for his portrayal of the cyborg assassin, stating that Arnold was perfect for the role and he brought a whole new level of intensity and physicality to the part. He also mentioned that Arnold was a key part of the film's success. His iconic portrayal of the cyborg assassin has become a part of pop culture, and that he has a huge draw for audiences. In an interview with IGN in 2007, Cameron said, "I think The Terminator is my best film. I put everything I had into it. He also stated it was a great film to make. It was a great experience, and I think it's held up very well over time. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the iconic actor, has spoken highly of his collaborations with James Cameron. The two have worked together on several films, including Terminator 2, Judgment Day in 1991, and True Lies in 1994. In an interview with The Independent in 2009, Schwarzenegger reflected on his collaboration with Cameron, stating James Cameron is one of the greatest directors of all time. He is a visionary and a master of storytelling. He also praised Cameron for his ability to create strong, complex characters and his dedication to filmmaking. Schwarzenegger also spoke about his role as a cyborg assassin in The Terminator, stating it was a great honor to be a part of that film and to play such an iconic character. He also mentioned that he felt a special connection to the role, which was a major turning point in his career. In an interview with The Guardian in 2019, Schwarzenegger said, James Cameron is a genius. He's one of the few people who can really make a great film. Not just a good film, but a great film. Schwarzenegger also reflected on the philosophical themes of Cameron's films, stating that his films always have a deeper meaning. They're not just about entertainment, they're about something more. He also praised Cameron for his ability to create films that make you think and make you question what you believe. In the next episode, we will discuss the immensely successful movie Avatar, released in 2009. So don't miss it. Avatar, directed by James Cameron and released in 2009, is a groundbreaking film that has achieved immense commercial and critical success. The film's production costs were a staggering $237 million, making it the most expensive film ever made at the time of its release. However, the film's box office gross exceeded $2.8 billion worldwide, making it the highest grossing film of all time, until it was surpassed by Avengers Endgame in 2019. The film received numerous accolades and awards, including 3 Academy Awards for Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Visual Effects. James Cameron also received the Golden Globe for Best Director. The film's visual effects, created by Mauro Fiore, were particularly praised for their groundbreaking use of motion capture technology, which brought the film's alien characters, the Na'vi, to life in a way that had never been seen before. James Cameron has reflected on the success of Avatar, saying that the film's universal themes of love, loss, and the struggle of survival resonated with audiences around the world. He also noted that the film's use of 3D technology, which had been developing for years, added an immersive element to the film that heightened the emotional impact of the story. Mauro Fiore, the film's director of photography and visual effects supervisor, also reflected on his experience working on the film, noting that the use of motion capture technology was a significant challenge. He said, "We had to work with a new technology that was still in its infancy. We had to figure out how to make it work for the film, and it was a huge learning process for all of us." However, he also noted that the hard work and dedication of the team resulted in a film that was visually stunning and pushed the boundaries of what was possible in filmmaking. Avatar tells the story of a disabled Marine named Jake Sully, who is sent to the distant planet of Pandora to participate in the Avatar program, a project designed to mine the planet's valuable resources. The program is run by a corporation known as the RDA, which is intent on exploiting Pandora's resources, regardless of the cost to the planet's indigenous inhabitants, the Na'vi. The story begins with Jake arriving on Pandora and being introduced to the Avatar program, where he is given a genetically engineered body that is a hybrid of a human and a Na'vi. Jake's mission is to infiltrate the Na'vi tribe and gain their trust in order to pave the way for the RDA's mining operations. However, as Jake begins to immerse himself in the Na'vi culture, he starts to question his mission and ultimately becomes torn between his loyalty to the RDA and his growing connection to the Na'vi. As Jake becomes more involved with the Na'vi, he develops a romantic relationship with a female Na'vi named Neytiri. Through her, Jake learns about the Na'vi's connection to their planet and the spiritual beliefs that guide their way of life. Jake also becomes embroiled in a conflict between the Na'vi and the RDA, as the corporation's mining operations begin to threaten the planet and the Na'vi's way of life. As the conflict escalates, Jake is forced to choose between his loyalty to the RDA and his growing connection to the Na'vi. In the end, Jake decides to side with the Na'vi and helps them to defeat the RDA's military forces. In the process, Jake sacrifices his human body and becomes fully integrated into the Na'vi community, fully embracing their way of life and becoming one of them. Avatar is a story that explores themes of environmentalism, cultural appropriation, and the human relationship with technology. The film uses stunning visual effects to bring the world of Pandora to life and creates an immersive experience for the audience. The story, which is both epic and intimate, is underpinned by a powerful message about the importance of respecting and preserving the natural world and the cultures of the indigenous people. In conclusion, Avatar is a film that tells a beautiful and powerful story that resonates with audiences around the world. The film's epic scale and stunning visual effects are matched by its deep and thought-provoking themes, making it a cinematic masterpiece that will be remembered for years to come. Working on the production of Avatar was an incredibly challenging and rewarding experience for the entire team. The film's director, James Cameron, had been developing the story and technology for the film for over a decade before it finally went into production. The production team consisted of a large number of experts in various fields, including visual effects, motion capture, 3D technology, and set design. One of the biggest challenges faced by the production team was the use of motion capture technology to bring the film's alien characters, the Na'vi, to life. This was a new and untested technology at the time, and the team had to work hard to figure out how to make it work for the film. The process involved attaching markers to the actors' bodies and filming them performing their scenes, which were then used to create the final animation for the characters. The team also faced challenges in creating the world of Pandora, which required an enormous amount of research and development. The film's art department had to design and create an entirely new world, complete with unique creatures, plants, and landscapes. The visual effects team then had to bring the world to life, using a combination of CGI and live-action footage. Despite the challenges, the team was committed to creating a film that would be visually stunning and emotionally impactful. James Cameron has reflected on the experience of working on the film, saying that it was an incredible journey filled with many challenges, but he is proud of the final product. James Cameron is widely considered to be a pioneer in the use of special effects and cutting-edge technology in his films. Throughout his career, he has consistently pushed the boundaries of what is possible in filmmaking, creating visually stunning and immersive worlds that have captivated audiences around the globe. One of the most notable examples of Cameron's use of special effects is in the film Terminator 2: Judgment Day. This film featured the groundbreaking use of computer-generated imagery, or CGI, to create the T-1000, a shape-shifting robot that was able to seamlessly transform into any object or person it came into contact with. This was a significant technological leap forward at the time, and the T-1000 remains one of the most iconic and memorable special effects in film history. Cameron also made significant use of motion capture technology in his blockbuster film Avatar. The film's characters were brought to life using this technology, which allowed the actors' performances to be captured and translated into the digital world. This resulted in highly realistic and nuanced performances that helped to immerse the audience in the world of Pandora. Cameron's use of technology extends beyond special effects. He also used new filming techniques that allowed him to capture footage in new and exciting ways. For instance, he used deep-sea submersibles to film the underwater scenes in The Abyss and Titanic, and 3D cameras to film Avatar and Alita: Battle Angel, which gave the audience a sense of depth and immersion in the movies. In addition to his technical innovations, Cameron is also known for his attention to detail and his willingness to take on challenging and ambitious projects. He is known to be a perfectionist, and he spends years researching and developing his films to ensure that they are visually and narratively impressive as possible. Overall, James Cameron is considered a true visionary in the film industry, and his work continues to inspire and influence other filmmakers around the world. He has set a new standard for using special effects and cutting-edge technology in filmmaking, and his legacy is sure to be felt for many years to come. James Cameron has cited a number of artists and filmmakers as being influential in his use of special effects and cutting-edge technology in his movies. One major inspiration for Cameron was filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. In particular, Kubrick's groundbreaking film 2001: A Space Odyssey had a significant impact on Cameron, both in terms of its visual effects and its ambitious storytelling. Cameron has cited the film as a major influence on his own work, particularly in his use of special effects to create immersive and believable worlds. Another major influence on Cameron was George Lucas and the Star Wars franchise. The original trilogy of Star Wars films, released between 1977 and 1983, was a major inspiration for Cameron and helped to establish the visual language of science fiction films and the use of special effects to create believable alien worlds. Cameron also cited Ray Harryhausen as an inspiration. Harryhausen was a pioneer in the field of stop-motion animation, and his work on films such as The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad and Jason and the Argonauts had a significant impact on Cameron, both in terms of the technical challenges he faced and the creative possibilities that special effects offered. Cameron has also cited the works of comic book artist Jack Kirby as an influence. Kirby's work on Marvel Comics, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and the Avengers had a major impact on Cameron and his approach to visual storytelling. James Cameron has cited a number of books as being influential in his use of special effects and cutting-edge technology in his movies. One of the most significant inspirations for Cameron has been the work of science fiction author Jules Verne. Verne's novels such as 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Journey to the Center of the Earth significantly influenced Cameron and his approach to filmmaking. The imaginative worlds and futuristic technology that Verne described in his novels helped inspire Cameron to think beyond traditional filmmaking's boundaries and push the limits of what was possible with special effects. Another major inspiration for Cameron has been the work of science fiction author H.G. Wells. Wells's novels, such as The Time Machine and The War of the Worlds, were a major influence on Cameron and his approach to storytelling. Wells's work helped to establish the visual language of science fiction films and the use of special effects to create believable alien worlds. Cameron has also cited the work of science fiction author Philip K. Dick as an inspiration. Dick's novels, such as Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and Blade Runner, had a major impact on Cameron and his approach to storytelling. Dick's work helped to establish the visual language of science fiction films and the use of special effects to create believable alien worlds. In addition to these major inspirations, Cameron has also cited several other books that have influenced him throughout his career, from the work of sci-fi author Isaac Asimov, to the books of Robert A. Heinlein, to the graphic novels of Frank Miller. Cameron has always looked to a wide range of sources for inspiration in his work. James Cameron has cited several art masterpieces as influential in his work of special effects and cutting-edge technology in his movies. One of the most significant inspirations for Cameron has been the work of the Dutch artist Hieronymus Bosch. Bosch's painting, The Garden of Earthly Delights, was a major influence on Cameron and his approach to filmmaking. The vivid and imaginative world depicted in the painting, which is filled with extraordinary creatures, advanced technology, and otherworldly landscapes, inspired Cameron in a profound way. Another major influence on Cameron was the work of the Swiss artist H.R. Giger, known for his biomechanical and dystopian art. Giger's style heavily influenced the design of the alien creature and the ships in the Alien franchise, which Cameron directed. Giger's artworks helped to establish the visual language of science fiction film and the use of special effects to create believable alien worlds. Cameron has also cited the works of the French artist Jean Giraud, also known as Mobius, as an inspiration. Giraud's comics and illustrations, particularly his work on the series The Incal, inspired Cameron and impacted his filmmaking approach. In the next episode, we will explore some controversies and challenges that Cameron has faced in his career. James Cameron is widely considered one of the most successful and influential filmmakers of all time, having directed some of the highest grossing and critically acclaimed films in history. However, despite his many successes, Cameron has also faced several controversies and challenges throughout his career, some of which have led to public backlash and critical criticism. 1. The whitewashing controversy surrounding Alita: Battle Angel. One of the most recent controversies Cameron has faced is the backlash over the whitewashing of the lead character in his film, Alita: Battle Angel. The character, originally from a Japanese manga and anime series, was played by Rosa Salazar, a Latina actress, but many criticized the film for casting a non-Asian actress in the role. Cameron defended the casting choice, stating that the character's ethnicity was not specified in the source material, and that he had always intended for the character to be a cyborg of unspecified ethnicity. 2. The Avatar sequels and their impact on indigenous people. Cameron's Avatar franchise has also faced criticism for its portrayal of indigenous people and the impact the film's production may have on real-life indigenous communities. Some have accused the movie of perpetuating harmful stereotypes and contributing to the exploitation of indigenous cultures. In response, Cameron has stated that the films are meant to raise awareness and support for indigenous rights, and that the production team has worked closely with indigenous advisors to ensure cultural sensitivity. 3. The Titanic backlash and Oscar wins. Cameron's 1997 film, Titanic, faced backlash from some critics and audiences who felt the film was overly sentimental and manipulative. Despite this, the film went on to win 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Cameron, leading to accusations of the Academy being swayed by the film's massive box office success. Cameron has defended the film's emotional impact, stating that it was always his intention to create a powerful and moving love story. 4. The True Lies harassment scandal. Cameron's 1994 film, True Lies, faced controversy when it was revealed that co-star Jamie Lee Curtis had been sexually harassed by co-star and former governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, during the film's production. Cameron has stated that he was unaware of the harassment at the time, and that he would have taken action had he known. 5. The Terminator franchise rights dispute. Cameron has been involved in a legal dispute with the rights holders of the Terminator franchise, in which he created and directed the first 2 films. The dispute centers around the rights to make further films in the franchise and has led to delays in the production of new films. Cameron has stated that he wishes to regain control of the rights in order to continue the franchise with the creative vision he had originally intended. 6. The Deep Sea Challenge expedition controversy. In 2012, Cameron made a solo dive to the deepest point in the ocean, the Mariana Trench, in his Deep Sea Challenge expedition. The expedition faced criticism for its high cost and potential impact on marine life, as well as accusations that Cameron had taken credit for the work of others. Cameron has stated that the expedition was intended to raise awareness for ocean conservation and that all proper precautions were taken to minimize any impact on marine life. 7. The Avatar box office competition with Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Cameron's Avatar faced intense competition at the box office from J.J. Abrams' Star Wars: The Force Awakens in 2015, leading to accusations of a feud between the two filmmakers. Cameron has stated that he has no issue with Star Wars or Abrams, and that the box office competition was simply a result of the films being released around the same time. 8. The Avatar plagiarism lawsuit. Cameron's Avatar was also hit with a plagiarism lawsuit, with author Bryant Moore claiming that the film borrowed heavily from his own book, Aquatica. The lawsuit was ultimately dismissed, but it did lead to some negative publicity for the film. 9. The Terminator 2 Judgment Day special effects lawsuit. Cameron's 1991 film, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, faced a lawsuit from special effects company ILM, who claimed that they had not been appropriately compensated for their work on the film. The lawsuit was settled out of court, but it did lead to some negative publicity for the film. Overall, despite the controversies and challenges that Cameron has faced throughout his career, he has remained one of the most successful and influential filmmakers in the industry. Let's move on to the next episode, where we will explore Cameron's personal life. Cameron has been married 5 times. His first marriage was to Sharon Williams in 1978, but they divorced in 1984. He then married Gail Ann Hurd in 1985, but they divorced in 1989. He married Linda Hamilton in 1997, but they divorced in 1999. He then married Susie Amos in 2000, and they have a daughter together. He is currently married to Linda Hamilton, his ex-wife. Cameron is known to be close friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the two have collaborated on several films together. He's also friends with fellow directors George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Cameron is an avid diver and explorer. He has made several deep-sea dives to the Mariana Trench and has also been involved in the development of underwater filming technology. He is also an aviation enthusiast and pilot. Cameron is known for being a perfectionist and for being very demanding of his cast and crew. He is also known for his strong work ethic and his ability to think outside of the box. Cameron is known for his high standards in everything he does, which also extends to his personal life. He is known to live a luxurious lifestyle and is often seen in high-end cars and boats. In interviews, Cameron has consistently expressed a high level of confidence in his abilities as a filmmaker. He has stated that he's always pushing the boundaries of what is possible in filmmaking and that he is constantly trying to improve his craft. He's also spoken about his passion for storytelling and his desire to create films that will have a lasting impact on audiences. In an interview with Rolling Stone in 2009, Cameron said, "I don't think there's anything I can't do. I don't think there's any story I can't tell. I think I can do anything." This statement reflects his belief that he can tackle any subject or genre and that he has the skill and vision to create films that will be remembered for years to come. In an interview with the New York Times in 2009, Cameron spoke about his passion for filmmaking and how he's always looking for new challenges. He said, "I'm always looking for the next thing, the next horizon. I'm always looking for the next challenge." This statement reflects his belief that he's never satisfied with what he has achieved and that he's always looking for ways to push the limits of what is possible in filmmaking. In an interview with Variety in 2009, Cameron spoke about the importance of storytelling in filmmaking. He said, "At the end of the day, the most important thing is the story. That's what people come to see. And that's what I'm most passionate about. Telling stories that are powerful and meaningful." The statement reflects his belief that storytelling is the core of filmmaking and that he's always looking for ways to create powerful and meaningful stories that will resonate with audiences. In an interview with The Guardian in 2009, Cameron spoke about the importance of innovation in filmmaking. He said, "Innovation is the key to making great films. You have to be willing to push the boundaries and try new things. That's what I've always done, and that's what I'll continue to do." This statement reflects his belief that innovation is necessary to create truly great films, and that he's always looking for ways to push the boundaries of what is possible in filmmaking. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in 2009, Cameron spoke about the importance of hard work and perseverance in filmmaking. He said, "Making a film is hard work. It takes a lot of time and energy, but if you're passionate about it, you'll find a way to make it happen." This statement reflects his belief that making a film is a challenging and demanding process, but that it is worth it if you are passionate about it. In an interview with The Independent in 2009, Cameron spoke about the importance of being true to yourself as a filmmaker. He said, "As a filmmaker, it's important to stay true to yourself. You have to be true to your vision and not compromise your vision for anyone else. That's what I've always done, and that's what I'll continue to do." This statement reflects his belief that it is important to stay true to your vision as a filmmaker and that you should never compromise your vision for anyone else. Stay tuned, as in the next episode, we will discuss Cameron's future projects and plans. Stay tuned with Cuckoo FM. bringing Avatar back to theaters, and to succeed more than a decade after the first film was not entirely expected, especially given the enormity of director James Cameron's ambitions. But Avatar: The Way of Water, the second episode released in late December, has confirmed those ambitions and is grinding out millions at the box office worldwide, currently in the second week of January of this year. It is the seventh highest grossing film in cinema history, with $1.7 billion earned globally. Therefore, Cameron can breathe a sigh of relief and look forward to the future with serenity. Given the astronomical cost of this film series, he had declared that only in the event of the success of the second film would he also make the fourth and fifth to complete the saga. The third, however, has already been shot. It seems that with the success the film is having right now, we are going to exceed break-even in the next few days. So it looks like I won't be able to get away with it, and I'll have to do these other sequels as well, said the filmmaker interviewed as part of the Who's Talking to Chris Wallace podcast. At least I know what I'll be doing in the next 6 or 7 years. Doubt, as mentioned, was obviously on Avatar 4 and 5, while working on the third film is already well advanced, also with a view to cost optimization. I'm sure we will soon be holding dialogues with the Disney bosses on the strategy for Avatar 3, which is already ready. We've already shot the whole film. We're waiting for post-production for all our special effects magic. Cameron clarified again. Then Avatar 4 and 5 have already been written, and even part of 4 is already ready. We have started a franchise at this point, a saga that will play out over several films. There are already some hints about what will happen in the upcoming adventures. It seems that already in the third film, we will meet new Na'vi tribes, including some firebound and not exactly friendly ones, while toward the epilogue of the saga, there may also be a long-awaited return to Earth. But while Avatar: The Way of Water continues its run in theaters, some say it could soon climb the podium of the most watched films in history. It is still too early to know about its continuation, although for now, release dates have already been set. Avatar 3 in December 2024, Avatar 4 in December 2026, and Avatar 5 in December 2028. James Cameron says, "I think it's important for a sequel to honor what the audience loved about the first experience. But not only that, you also have to displace them and shoot things they didn't expect. From that point of view, in Avatar 2 you will see a lot of surprises in terms of where the story goes. Details that I didn't want to put in the trailers, TV spots and everything else. And then I think it's a film that also goes much deeper, both in terms of heart and emotion. The characters and the story were much simpler in the first film. I was inspired by the fact that both Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington, and I are parents, and we wanted to get into the family dynamics and the responsibilities of having children, and also to show what a child's perspective is like." James Cameron continues, "You can be fearless when you don't have children, but you learn fear when you do, when you have something bigger than yourself that you might lose. And that's what both protagonists are dealing with." Sam plays a character who jumps from a Leonopteryx, flying through the air without a parachute to land on the biggest, baddest predator on the planet to solve his problem. Would he do it as a father? Probably not. Zoe's character, Neytiri, was so strong in the first film. But then what happens when she becomes a mother? Is there something outside of her that she puts herself above in terms of priorities? Yes.